It is Wicked Wednesday here on the GForce Racing Leagues, and we are ready to go. Look for the SSR in every time you're logging on to go do some races, and if you are good enough, they may ask you to join their team. This is the Gambler Motorsports pre-race show, like we said, with the street stocks here tonight at Volusia Speedway Park, the big half mile. And this is the Gambler Motorsports pre-race show. Doug Elkins along Motorsports pre-race show. Doug Elkins along. Oh, very happy you have picked us up here tonight. Gambler Motorsports, of course, is an esports team that does all kinds of cool stuff. Not just dirt, but sports cars, asphalt cars, and then next weekend for the big ones, go to Gambler Motorsports on Facebook to follow them. Let's take a look at the NSM division standings, brought to us by NSM Wrap. Stephen Shaw Jr. is third. Sure to check out the division standings. iRace League Manager, and everything is in there, all the standings, all the schedules, and soon we'll be going with Vanderbilt qualifying sessions. Like we said, Joe White is behind the scene pushing all the buttons. He just pushed the right button so that I can see what I need to see up here. Joe, how are things in North Carolina tonight?
Pretty good, man. What's going on? Just hanging out. At least it's not too cold outside, but yet again, it's supposed to be. It's
for everybody, but it's nice out there now. And I think it's only fitting here that we're going to Volusia here, because a lot of the teams are going to be heading there within a few weeks.
I didn't know that. I mean, that's good to know. I mean, I know we just got done with the Chili Bowl.
Me down in South Carolina for this Speed Weeks at Daytona, so a lot of people always thought it was very nice, right? What more do you want to do for your Valentine and watch some racing, right?
I mean, there you go. I mean, which one do you love? The racing starts back up. It'll be interesting to see how different it will be. I mean, I would say 2020 when it's and stuff now. I mean, will they be able to have big crowds, come back in and so forth? So
it is going to be interesting to see how they handle this at Daytona, because it's not just people from Florida, it's people from all around North America, really, when you get down to it.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. So, not too bad.
Remember, this is the first of just two races tonight. We'll be back later on with the Elite Division, brought to us by Sweekin Speedway Race Source, the best sprint.
And I've always said, man, it's a wild show. They've just put on an outstanding races week in and week out. And, sometimes what they're given and the environment and so forth. But, man, I tell you, the street stock cars have been very exciting. But it's night and with a big motor in it to those 360 wing sprints. I mean, because that is just, I've never drove them, so I don't really know. But I can say this, from just and a difference of a learning curve there.
It really is. I mean, the street stock, we watched these enough. You got to throw them in. This is not a purpose-built race car. It's a street car turned into a race car. Where a sprint car, like you said, it's a frame, an engine, a little bit of buttons. We get into our qualifying heats.
It's going to get even better as the series goes on. These guys definitely getting familiar with one another, getting out there, paint, hit the bumpers, knock each other around a little bit.
Yep.
Sprint cars. Not saying that they won't try it, but it's
asked us at 19.70.
Can you hear me, Joe?
This evening. So we'll see how that goes, as Vanderbilt qualifying session is still taking place here at Volusia Speedway. It's a half-mile track down in Florida, opposite side of the state from where Daytona is. And a lot of times, like we said, fans will crisscross going to the dirt races at Volusia during the week, and then sometimes heading for the other races at Daytona by the time the weekend gets there. Joe, I noticed you jumped out. Everything okay? Here is how they will go for this one. Stephen Goldner, the number 30, will be on the pole. Zach Jr. So in this case, they did actually invert that. Row number 3, Stephen Shaw, LWY's on the inside with Stephen Shaw Sr. outside of him. And then at the back of the pack, Barry Goldner will be driving that number 36. Great looking cars here in the street stocks. We're waiting for a couple of guys to grid up, as actually just one we're missing out there right now. I think it's Zach Chapman as soon as he gets himself gridded up. Remember, they specialize in laser engraving and CNC machining. I know a lot of you may participate in softball leagues, might even have something going on, champion on them, but wouldn't it be nice to have something a little bit different? These would